Okay, so we've got 3 tree roses done so far. And on my 4th, and it occurs to me to talk about the soil a little bit. This is kind of 8-pound soil, and I say that because it's a heavy enough clay that if you get your boot or shoe in here and you walk out, you're going to weigh about 8 pounds more on each foot. And that isn't like 20-pound clay. And believe me, for those people who've been out in that stuff farming or gardening, you know the 20-pound stuff a lot better than the 8-pound stuff. It weighs a lot, and it just does not come off the boot or anything else. But it is pretty thick clay up here, and there's really nothing you can do about that. I mean, you're not going to remove the entire planter bed and replace it. Well, I suppose there's some people who could, but that'd be pointless for the most part. You just have to do is keep putting more and more organic matter in there over the course of time. You just do that by putting it on top of the bed, and the worms work it down, or it gets worked down as you plant. And you can see you've got this tan soil area here. This is probably from when the property was originally graded and the house was built. So this wound up being cut and fill, getting moved back and forth. Then over the course of time, this newer dark soil here becomes more of the organic matter and the existing soil together. And down here, then we get the true clay stuff that is just really thick. I mean, it's almost like snickerdoodle type soil. You get a little rocky in there, and I mean, it just will not. It's just thick as a turd. So the best thing to do is just to make your planting hole and amend the soil. The way you work around heavy clay soils is not by wasting your effort and trying to replace it all, but just gradually introducing more organic matter and adjusting your watering. I mean, the watering is what will keep the plants looking good or bad, depending on the ability of water to drain out the soil. And these plants that are in here don't look that good, but that's in a different video in a moment or two. We can quickly go through that, everything from planting practices to nutrient and snail controls. But I just want to address this. Matter of fact, since we're addressing that, we got a nice hole in here for the tree rose. And you want to match it up. He wants to use these existing stakes. He really likes his heavy-duty stakes, and you know, I can only change some of these things. I probably would have gone with something a little bit different, but no big deal. So get the roots, and we move them to the left and the right and all around so that they're spread out, tucked into the soil. We've got our trunk line a couple inches below the grade, and then we can go ahead and work on backfilling it. We have some really nice planting mix that came with the roses, and we'll introduce some more organic mix in a moment or two. Most of the heavy backfill or heavy soil has been removed and scattered throughout the landscape. You can see that the stake is still a little high up, so I'll take a hammer, framing hammer, and drive it down as much as I can, and then we'll have things looking a little more consistent. But just move your roots out left and right in directions, get your tree rose positioned, and then there you go. It's that simple. Just don't go expecting to remove entire